students, our topic for today is a new irreversible reaction, a reaction which cannot be reversed back into its original form. And this is burning. As we all know, whenever an object burns, it cannot be converted back into its original form. So, today we will investigate why do things burn. What happens when a candle or a paper is burnt? When a paper is burnt, it is completely converted into ashes. Similarly, when we burn a candle, the wax melts and the candle also melts. Look at this cartoon. What happens to a candle when it is burnt? This boy says that the wick on the candle burns, so it gets shorter and shorter. The girl in the blue dress says that the size of the candle doesn't change as it burns. The wax doesn't go anywhere, it just melts. And there's another boy who says that the candle wax melts because it gets hot. When the candle cools down again, the wax goes hard. So what do you think? What happens and what part of the candle actually burns when we burn a candle? Is it the wick or the wax? Now, candle is a very tricky object. It comprises of a reversible as well as an irreversible action. When we burn a candle, we put the fire on the wick of the candle, and this fire or this heat melts the wax. Now it is very tricky for us to observe that actually the wick is burning and the wax is being melted. But in real, the wax that is being heated releases vapor, and that vapor is what burns the candle. Okay, so we discussed that the burning of candle comprises of a reversible and an irreversible reaction. The wax melted can form back into its original shape, which is a reversible reaction. But the burning part is an irreversible reaction. And burning scientifically is called as combustion. So a combustion is a reaction in which one of the reactants is oxygen and the other reactant is usually a hydrocarbon. Now, in the case of a candle, the oxygen is provided by the air and the other reactant, which is called a hydrocarbon, is provided by the wax. The wax produces an oil. Hydrocarbons are usually fuels which come into the category of oils, petrol and diesel. And the products are either complete or incomplete. That is, they can be burnt completely or some part of it might be left over. Combustion reaction requires oxygen. So, when we need to burn a candle, there must be air present. Without the presence of air or oxygen, the flame will not burn. A candle burns in oxygen. And another product is water. We don't actually see water droplets, but moisture can be observed. Along with the moisture, if we cover a burning candle or if we put our hand on a burning candle with some distance, with a lot of care, because burning can cause severe damage also. So if you put your hand on top of the flame with certain careful distance, after some time you will observe black soot or black powdery material on your hand. Now what is that black powdery material? It is the formation of carbon dioxide. The hot candle vapors can reignite the candle flame without touching the flame. So what are the basic factors required for burning? The first factor is fuel. It can be in form of a petrol, it can be in form of a matchstick, or it can be in form of a candle wax. Yes, the candle wax provides the required fuel for the candle to burn. It contains oils which melt when the wax is heated and provide the required fuel. Second most important thing required for burning is the heat. When the wax melt and the heat is produced, this factor is also very important for burning. The third and the most important factor is oxygen. The supply of oxygen for burning is very important. If we need to stop burning, all these three factors need to be stopped. The supply of oxygen need to be reduced or stopped, the heat need to be reduced, and the fuel supply needs to be cut off. Now you can imagine whenever we have a fire situation, what is the first thing that we do? Put it off with water, right? And what does water do? Water reduces or eliminates the heat. There are other ways also of putting off fire, if you can think. How would they block the passage of oxygen from that fire? Let's see. We'll do a little experiment to see if candle burning can happen without oxygen. We have two candles of the same size and we will be covering them with jars of different capacity. If candle burning requires oxygen, then after consuming the oxygen from the jar, the candle with the smaller jar should blow out. Let's see what happens.
So we're doing an experiment here. We're going to see which candle goes out first. The one under the big jar or the little jar? What do you guys think? Big
This
jar?
one.
Little
This
jar, John?
one.
How about you, Ems?
This one.
Okay, ready, set, go. Very gentle. Let's watch.
I knew it!
Oh,
That one out first.
yep,
That
good
one
job.
out.
We're going to do it one more time. Ready, set, go. Very gently.
That one. Yep.
Yep, definitely the smaller one.
So we observed that the candle which was covered by the bigger jar with more capacity lasted little longer than the other one. Definitely the jar with the bigger capacity had more air inside it and more oxygen. Eventually, both the candles blew out after consuming the amount of oxygen in the jar.
So,
Combustion, the supply of oxygen needs to be stopped. This is a very important point when fires are being put off. So one key point to remember is to block the oxygen because oxygen serves as a fuel for fire. When burning takes place, apart from heat, there are other gases that are also produced, like carbon dioxide and other gases. The production of these gases is also another proof that burning is an irreversible change, because we know in an irreversible change, new objects are formed, and in this case, carbon dioxide and other gases are formed. And in the case of burning a candle, water vapors are also formed. Now you need to complete the task sheet that has been attached.